Friends, welcome to the Next.js series. In this tutorial, we're gonna see how to log in a form using server action. And once I submit the login form, the token will be generated in the cookies. So in the previous tutorial, we had seen how the sign up worked. And once I submit the sign up form, and my email ID and password is stored in my database. So in this tutorial, we will gonna see a login form. So for that, in the home page, I have a login button. Once I click the login button, it goes to the login page slash login. It goes to this login, and here I have a page.js. So in the page.js, I have a form. I have a two field. One is for email, another is for password. So once I submit this form, this action will be triggered, and here I have a submit form. So before that, I have a home page. In this, I have a login button. Once I click this, it go to the slash login. Here I have a form. I have two input field. One is email, another is for password. So once I submit this, the handle submit will be called. In this I have a, here I'm using a server action. So I have to use a action here, and it goes to the user login. So here I have a user login in my action. So in the previous tutorial, we had seen how sign up is worked for the server action. Here I have a action.js. Here I have a user action function. So in this, I have to pass the form data. So here this name and email, and this name password should be matched with this. Here I have a form data dot get email and form data dot get of password, and I stored in the email and password. So once we have stored this email and password, we have to connect with the DB. So once the connection is being established, so for the connection establishment, one of the video we have discussed about the DB connection and the user model. We have discussed in the sign up form. So we have a email and password, and this is a user form. Here I have a login action. So once we have imported the DB, and I have a user model. In the user model, I'm just in the database. I'm checking once in the login form, I'm typing email address and password. I submit this. What happened, it will check for the email in the database. So whether my email is exist in the database. If it exists, it go and check the password. If the user is not, the email is not exist, my message would be user not found. So next, the password will be checked. Whatever I have typed in this field, it's compared with the DB, this password. So if two of them are matched, so we have to give a bcrypt compare of, because it is a hashed password. So we have to compare with, once it's matched, it's valid password, otherwise my message would be like invalid password. Once the email and password verification is done, it goes to generate the token with the help of the package called JOS. So we have to install a package called npm space I space JOS. So this project required this many packages: dot env, JOS, and bcrypt. Here we are using a bcrypt. So for that, in the sign up page itself, we have discussed the bcrypt. And here I have to pass the user information. Here I have user information with this email and the password. So with this, I have a JOS. In the JOS, I have a class called sign.jwt. So in the sign, you have to import the sign.jwt from the JOS. And once we have imported, we have this method dot set issue time. So this is setting the issued at time and the expiration time and the protected header. Here we have used the algorithm called HS256, and the type is JWT. Here I have to use the secret key, which is stored in the .env.local. So in this, I have a jwt underscore secret key. Have to give a secret key right here. So you have to generate, you can your wish, your you have to generate the password and you have to assign it to this variable. And once it if you want to access this .env variable, you have to import a .env from .env, and here you have to give a .config. So once you have give that importer, you have to access that jwt secret key from process.env.jwt secret key. You have to store it in some variable. So once I save this, go to the browser whether is correct or not. My email is ram@gmail.com. Password is 123. Once I submit this, so here you can in the browser I have a ROM and I have a password. It's hashed password. It's comparing with the hashed password. Once the verification is over, so I have a error. So this is a key for HS256 algorithm must be one of the type of key object or crypto type or uint8 array or JSON web key. It should be one of the format. So this secret key should be one of the format of this format. I want either of one of this. So going to use uint8 array. So here the uint8 array you can see. So the whatever I have a secret key have to encode this and I store it in this variable. This is actually ASCII value. It's encoded the ASCII value, so I have to store it in an encoded secret key I have to use. So for that, so here I go to this. I have to encode this secret key. For that, I'm just using any of the variable encoded secret key. You can give any variable right here, and you have to give new text text encoder. I have a function called encoder function. In the function, I have a encode. So in the encode, I have to give a secret key. So this secret key I have to give here. So in this, I have to give, and this encoded secret key has to store it here. So instead of secret key, I have to any one of that particular for method. I have to encode it and I have to store it in store. Have to give to this sign method. So once you have give this, the token will be generated. The token it's stored in the token. So once the token is generated, and we have to set the cookies in the browser, right? So for that we have a method called cookies in next.js. So we have to import from uh, next header. So I'm just importing this. So the cookies I have to import from the next header. So once it's imported, so it's imported from next header. The cookies is a function, and once it's been setted, it's stored in some variable called cookie store. The cookie store dot I'm setting the token. My key name is token. In the browser you will be see here the token, the key name is token, and the value should be this token, whatever the value generated from the JOS sign JWT, that token will be set here. So this property would be HTTP only true, and this should be secure. The max age is 1 hour. The path is accessible across entire app. So once we have set, and here if I not give this, you will see error. I will show you. Once I save this, I'm just so in the response, once everything is being successfully executed, my message should be success true, message is login successful, my token, and whatever the token I have generated, that token in the response. So user, in the plain user, I will be getting user. So here in the login page.js, you go to this, and here once my result whatever is executed and I'm getting the response, I stored in this result, and the result dot success, if it is success, have to print the result dot token and result dot user. So Once the success, I have to push it to dashboard. So for that, I have to use a use router from navigation. You have to use router. I'm assigning to this router, so router dot push, it goes to this dashboard page. So in the action.js, the result is success message, result success. I have to print the token and user. So go to the browser. So here I'm just login. So in the login, I have a password. So you email ID and password, it's still executing. So here I have to give a email ID and I have to give a password. Once I submit this, my token will get generated. So here you can see my token will get generated. So the token name is, key name is token, and password is the value is the token. And here I have a error. So in the error you can see in the console also. So here go to the console. So the token result dot token is printed here, and also the result dot user. So this user should not be like object, it should be a string. So for that we have to change it to, so in the action.js, instead of user you have to give to string method you have to use. Once I give this and go to the browser, so also it goes to the dashboard page. So I'm just go to the login page again. So I'm giving a email id, user's email id, and also I'm just giving a password. Once I submit this, you will be getting the token and also the string format of the user. So before that we had an error, so it's a object format, now it's a string object. So and also it goes to the dashboard page. So here you can see, once go to the login page. In the login page you can see the router dot push. Once the result is success token is being generated, it goes to the dashboard page. So thank you all.